Bianca did me like a nod, but
Sorry.
I wasn't totally. She usually like thumbs up. We're good to go.
Like the I Dream of Jeannie.
She gave me a little nod. All right. Well, hi everybody.
Oh, yeah.
We are here today. I'm Danielle.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Bianca.
And I'm Jessie.
We braved the snowstorm 2 days ago.
But it wouldn't look like that yesterday.
This was not a snowstorm. But then it was what, 60 degrees yesterday?
Yeah, it was gorgeous outside.
Yeah. And then today it's quite nice out. So yay for winter. Totally confused everybody.
Winter's bipolar. It's official.
But that's not why we're here today to talk about the weather. We are here today to talk about the Subli-Print Twill-like material to put on a dark fabric, and you basically sublimate right on top of it. So you put this sheet of paper, pretend it's blank. I think I might have a blank one. There you go. So you don't have to pretend. So this comes, you can kind of, if you can hear it. It is a bit thicker of material, and part of that thickness is coming from the carrier sheet that's on it. But basically you put this shiny side up in your Sg400 or 800 sublimation printer, and you're going to print directly onto the sheet. This is a non-mirrored print, so it's going to look exactly the way you want it printed. And then you're going to cut it. We're going to use scissors today because it is a thicker material, but we're going to cut it with scissors and then apply it directly onto our dark fabric. All right, do we have any questions?
No, a couple people saying hi and tagging other people. Someone already ordered it. Yay.
Yay. All right, so Jess is going to go ahead and cut those out, and I'm going to sneak this black fabric. All right, I've already cut this out. You can cut it with your cutter. We do have cut settings on our website, but for the sake of time and, you know, why not? We're just going to cut it with the scissors, because you can totally cut it with scissors. And the ideal thing to do is cut something in a large patch-like transfer. So these we did earlier. This is not designed for text or very small graphics because of how thick the material is. It will not, you know, pull off this sheet to put on here without, you know, you physically peeling it. So keep that in mind. Don't use this for, like, you know, small text. It should be a patch-like kind of transfer. All right, so we've cut this one out, and there is like this shiny backing that you just gotta separate. I do have nails, but they're not working.
So it's not to be confused with paper. Although it's thin like paper, it is thicker. It does have a heavier hand because it's twill. So it's actually printing onto a material. And because it's going onto the twill, it does have more of a muted color, as some of you are mentioning.
Yeah, the part muted color is also because you just sublimated print on it, and just like sublimation on regular paper, it is going to look desaturated until you heat press it. So keep that in mind as well. So, all right, we're separating.
I'm going to come in for that one real quick.
So this is what it looked like. I'm just going to separate it from the clear carrier. Stick my clear carrier there, and then I'm going to take this. This is where the adhesive carrier was, and just plop it right down. I'm just going to put a couple on this sheet, so don't think that I don't care where I'm placing it, because there's a method to my madness. All right, so cover it with a nonstick sheet, and we're at 375 for 30 seconds. Oh, I didn't.
Do you want me to shadow in, or do you want me to cut that out?
Oh, you can cut out the shadow. All right, so 375, 30 seconds, and then it's all going to be done. It's going to look like these. So there's no like extra step or anything. And we're going to do this one. We don't necessarily need to do that one.
Sublimation prints do not work on black shirts because if you have a dark color, you need white. Something opaque, something to help the color still look bright on the shirt. So if you put a color directly onto a dark garment without any type of support, it's going to go right into those fibers and you're not going to see it. It's going to turn out a different color.
Bianca, if you could zoom in on that one for me. So see, it really was quite light in color. And this is a more watercolor type design, but the colors did show up once you press them. They kind of brighten up a bit. Just like with any
Just like
sublimation.
with Sublimate, yeah.
we were right there.
And let's see.
Why can I not? There we go.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and press just
Let's
another
see
one that
another
we've
one.
already cut out. We'll just scoot this one over.
We actually added the white border around the designs, but as we mentioned earlier, you can contour cut these designs. So if you set it up where you cuts around the design, then you won't have that border. But
Yeah, this one doesn't have one, so you'll see. We'll print this one now so you can see it. If I can get it on. I think that's the trickiest part with this, because usually when you weed vinyl, you weed away the excess material. There we go.
Terry asked, so maybe good as patches for hats.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely an option.
yeah, because when you hear sublimation, you think going into the fibers, it becomes very thin and very soft. This is a way to go on dark. So if you're looking for a way to go on darks, unfortunately, you will not have that going into the material, but you're going on twill. So it's going to be a feel to it. It's going to be a heavier feel.
And you can see it doesn't really bend. That's why it's great for pocket, sleeve. I wouldn't do a full print, but don't also think of other options, not just t-shirts, but tote bags, book bags, things that you would normally see a patch on. These would be ideal for that. All right, so I just want to kind of point this out. See how it's kind of cloudy and desaturated? Can you see that clear
Yeah,
there,
I'm gonna
Bianca?
again.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and press it, and then you'll really see the colors show up.
Trevor asked, does it feel like the Nina paper for opaque paper for dark?
No, it's actually thicker than that, because that's a different product altogether. That's, paper for your inkjet or a laser printer. It is a paper substance that is thinner. This is really a twill material that you are sublimating onto your shirt. So it is a bit different.
It is available on the website now. If you scroll up, I think he put a link down, or you could just look up Subli-Print in our search bar.
Or also under Sublimation Papers.
Yeah, it should be
it's
the
the
first
very
one.
first one. All
What
right.
is the advantage of using this versus using printable vinyl with a regular inkjet printer? There's printable vinyl for the inkjet?
We don't carry any printable.
If you're talking about transfer papers, this is an option for you with your Sublimation printer. So if you don't have the, inventory of printers in your shop, an inkjet printer, a laser printer, and a sublimation printer, these are just different options for you. So one's not better or worse than the other. They're both going to require cutting so that you don't get the excess. But if you don't have an inkjet or laser printer and you only have a sublimation printer, this is going to be your best option right now for printing on dark fabrics. All right, do we want to press 2 more that you cut out there?
Yeah.
Or just 1 more? Oh, they're right here. All right, so you can see it's really quite easy, the application, and you are putting this directly in your Sg400 or 800 printer. You're going to print directly onto the sheet. It's not mirrored. So as you want it to print, that's how it's going to look when you have it. See, this is reading properly.
And Butch is here. When I scrolled up, I just seen it. So, hey, Butch. Hope you're feeling well.
We haven't seen you or heard from you in a while.
Yeah, but once again, just to recap, sublimation typically cannot go on dark colors. The only way around that is to print on the twill material, getting tongue-tied, which is not to be confused with paper. It does have a feel. It is a little bit thicker, and it will feel heavier on the shirt and be flexible, but that is your option if you only have sublimation printer to go on this paper, to go on darks. You can also, as we've touched base in previous Facebook Live videos, go on to white glitter vinyl that also has a polymer coating.
Yes.
And if you're a Chroma Blast customer, that's another misconception too of going into the fibers. That also sits on top of the shirt because it's going on cotton.
And yep, Terry just said it can be used on other fabrics such as cottons,
Yes.
which is a major plus.
But it needs Sublimate
Yes.
ink. It can go on cotton, not just polyester.
I just want to
yeah, somebody
point
actually
out.
just asked to show them together because they said it still looked kind of muted.
So, I mean, this is definitely more muted than that one.
Mm-hmm. And then, do you have the space one next to each other?
Oh,
Possible
yeah.
too?
That's a good call.
There you go. So the above is printed, the bottom is still on that paper.
Yeah. And then this one, I think it didn't even have like a color. I think this was
Yeah, it was so light. You
Oh,
couldn't
like
even
yeah.
see
that
the
one's
pink.
really
Yeah, you can't even tell
right.
the color on that one.
Yeah, Butch, we'll touch base with Caesar in May and see if that's a line that we're able to bring in. He said they're creating a thinner Subli-Print.
They are. It is in the works. They did a Facebook Live a few weeks ago, kind of updating it, but not really having a launch date yet. So when we find out their launch date, then absolutely we're, a distributor for Caesar. So that is something that we'll carry after, testing and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and that's it. No other questions.
Nothing else?
Nope.
All right, so Subli-Print for your Sg400 or 800 printer. It can go on dark fabrics. Like we said, it's kind of thicker, more patch-like material, so definitely keep that in mind when you're, putting this on a shirt or fabric, that it's not really gonna move too much. It's gonna feel like a patch, but still a great option for printing onto a dark fabric that you wouldn't normally have with sublimation.
Or on hats, like some people are saying.
Yes,
It can go on
which
hats.
was a great suggestion. All right, so thank you all for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye.